ensemble band at the high school under the direction of Mr. Hour, who is our head band person here in the district. And obviously, he won't brag, but he needs. I'm going to ask him, hey, share all the good things that are going on in our band department.
There are so many good things. A lot of it's thanks to our wonderful middle school directors who get our students prepared for the high school. Liberty Middle School specifically has the state band where they have all instruments are welcome to play jazz, and we have seen an explosion of growth of students in the high school wanting to play jazz. We have actually like 55, 56 kids in the jazz band. Way slimmed down today to make sure we fit in this room. So that's one of the best things what you get to hear part of today. Is this big thanks to our middle school directors doing such a great job.
And how about our marching band? Anything going on in the marching band?
Our marching band qualified for state marching band finals for the 40th consecutive year this past fall. They're the only band in the state to do that, and it's a big deal. I mean, ever since 1988, every year it's existed. It's the only school. We're the only school in the entire state of Ohio that's qualified every year for Class AA.
Basically good for those of you who go to football games. A lot of times the halftime happens, people go get a hot dog and everything, but Newark, Ohio, nobody gets a hot dog until after the band's done playing. I think that's what our community, how our community feels about the band here and our students under the direction of Mr. Hour. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Lee.
All right, we've got a few holiday classes to know. This first one's called the holiday season. Of the day. We've already played this morning at John Clem Elementary, followed by Legend Middle School. Followed by Liberty Middle School, then Legend Elementary, and now here today. And tonight we'll be at the high school basketball game. So a big full day band for these students. The next tune is called "The First Noel." Our next tune is one you will definitely recognize, but you won't know what it's called. This is called Still, Still, Still. This is a very underplayed Christmas carol that I hope you'll enjoy. This is Still, Still, Still. Featured on that one was Noah Seville on trumpet and Kitty Kraus on tenor sax, and was that Thomas? Was that just you? Yeah, and Thomas Casey on drum set. A round of applause for those students one more time. Three of these tunes we played last Thursday at our high school band Christmas concert, and two of these are new. There's two others we've been playing throughout the day that we had to have more than just 3 songs played for throughout our tour today. This next one is, elementary kids really enjoyed this analogy, so I'll use it with you guys, which is imagine Santa instead of on his sleigh, this is Santa on his motorcycle. This is funky old Saint Nick. 1, 1. Jake Cook on the drum set. Jake Cook. So. We have one last student. This is probably their favorite. It's my favorite. It's called a sleigh full of saxes, and it features the saxophones, of course. Please consider anytime you see the band out in public, please come up and say hi. And the kids do appreciate how much that they are appreciated. But I'm usually the one who gets it. The band is so great. I'm like, yeah, I don't do the work. They do it. So big round of applause for all these kids. Thank you so much for the way we are set up at the high school. A lot of these students are able to fit this class into their schedule, and it's one of the lunch periods. But over half the group is not able to fit this in their lunch or in their schedule during the school day. So they come to 1 or 2 after-school rehearsals per week to make sure we are ready to go for these performances. And they put in so much time, and that's on top of I did the math last year, so around 300 hours of Indian marching band, pep band, jazz band outside of school throughout the school year. It is ridiculous, but it's also to make us all proud and make Newark look better everywhere we go. So we're super happy that these kids are so committed, and I'm super happy to be able to work with them every day. So I was telling them it's funny, sometimes the best part of the job and the worst part of the job is the same thing, but in general we love the kids. So thank you for being here, Merry Christmas, and one last tune for you.
marched in our Ohio State band on Saturday afternoons. And he was yelled at and things thrown at him in Michigan, I'm sure, back in the day.
It was Penn State more than
Penn State was, well, okay, we don't like them either. In any event, we're fortunate to have Lee running, directing our bands, our music program at the high school, and it is a big commitment. But how many of you parents ever hear, I'm bored? I'm bored. Anybody ever hear that? It's just in the youth family that our kids do that kind of stuff. So, hey, Anthony Board. We got a lot of good things going on in our district for students to get involved in. This is just one example of that. And we so much appreciate the students going around and sharing with our younger students today the opportunities that exist for them in high school. So let's give our band one last. Okay, we'll take a few minutes here if you've got to go to the restroom or want to get another piece of pizza or something along those lines. Feel free to do so. Yeah. Tear down the stage.
But at the same time, I was also I tried to hand with like one hand on the little thingy right up here, and then one hand on the handle. That way it's all stable. But I was like this, like my leg and my foot, like standing on the wall, and I was like this, trying to pan it. Yeah, exactly.
You wait till I put something in my mouth.
started on our programs. As I mentioned earlier, each month this is sponsored by a business or a agency out there or club organization. This month we're very fortunate to have the Newark Kiwanis sponsor us. I'm going to let, as I mentioned before, this is Phil Fry, better known in Newark as the real estate guy. And this is Casey Claxton, who are known as the car salesman guy. So we've got a couple salesmen up here with us today. So watch yourself here. You'll end up with a house or a car before you get here. But gentlemen, we appreciate the sponsorship of this program. So turn it over to you guys.
Thank you. We'd like to get Seth Roy up here too. Seth is also a fellow Kiwanian. Seth is our past president, I'm our current president, and Casey is our president-elect. And Casey's going to talk just quickly about the history, and then we're going to make some other announcements too.
Yeah, Kiwanis, we're just really proud to continue to be a supporter of young people in the community. The main goal of Kiwanis is to support children and children's activities, whether it be through Camp O'Bannon, Kiwanis Ballpark, and involving ourselves in events like this. I asked Phil today, I said, now Phil, how long have they been having Citizen of the Month? And he said, well, you know, Casey, whenever I was in the 4th grade, I was one of the Citizens of the Month. I said, oh, that was 10 years ago? Yeah. I was trying to be nice, you know, be a polite student. So, no, it was longer than that. But we are really excited about supporting all of you, the young people in their activities, and we wholeheartedly congratulate all the young people here today.
Yes. At Newark High School, we have what's called the Key Club, which is a junior version of Kiwanis Club. Any Key Club members here today? Oh, focus this way. It's not too late to join then. And Seth just helped us start the K Kids at elementary schools.
Yeah, K-Kids is a service organization for elementary students that we work. We have after-school programs at Ben Franklin, Carson, Cherry Valley, and McGuffey Elementary. And we have a K-Kids group there where we're working with students on service opportunities in the community that I was excited to help get started this year.
Other events you may know us for, we have Kiwanis Pancake Day. That's usually right at the end of winter. We also have the Strawberry Festival in downtown Newark. We have the Miss Strawberry Pageant. Anybody been in the pageant before? There we go. All right. Are you going to do it again this year, this coming year? Why not, right? And then we also have Kiwanis Ball Fields, and that's where the younger Bison players are going to be playing through the YMCA. So those are some things that we are known for. Also, if any adults want to join our Kiwanis Club, we meet every Monday at Doubletree Hotel downtown Newark for lunch. Anybody else want to add anything? Thank you again for having us as a sponsor. Congratulations to all the students, the parents, the teachers, the principals. As one guy I know would say, it's a great time to be a cat. So thank you so much.
Students have a card for you to take back and share with the group next Monday, if you would, and please share with everybody there how much we all appreciate not only what you do for the schools, but what we do for our community. They mentioned the Strawberry Festival and some of the things that they do. Please support this group because they turn around and support our students and give them wonderful opportunities. And I know from Mr. Roy being employed here, the past president gets to be in charge of the Strawberry Festival. So if you have a complaint about the Strawberry Festival, don't hesitate to contact Seth. If the weather's too hot or it rains or something along those lines, so he'll love that. But again, let's give them a hand for what they do. As Phil mentioned it wasn't, and I don't know, it might have been 10 years ago Phil was in this room as a student, but this is our 40th year in the district doing this. And so thought we would mention that. 40 years of this, that's how much we value recognizing our students and their families, not just our students in here, our families that are in here today, because you're a big reason of why they're doing that. Because the values you're teaching them in the house are carrying over when they step outside the doors. And we all know, as parents, how important that is. And so, good stuff. So, before we recognize our students, I want to just kind of go around the room and recognize some of the folks from the district that are in here. And Tim Carr, if you can step in here, Tim. I think he's the lone board member in here today, but Tim is not pastor on the west side, and been on our board now off and on 10, 11 years, somewhere in that neighborhood. He's got 2 students here. That handsome guy back there on that camera in the back corner is a senior here for us. Looks a little bit like Tim, and that is and he's got a daughter here that's a freshman. Wonderful kids. His wife teaches here. Let's thank Tim for his time. Then we have Gloria Wilson over here. Where's Vicki? Oh, Vicki Howe, who Gloria is in my office, really runs my office, pushes me in the right direction, and I appreciate that because I've been here 11 years and I still have to get nudged by Gloria. She's a wonderful lady. And Vicki Howe's over at the high school. Let's thank them. They organized this event. We have Karen beside there and our special friend there, Apollo, who comes in every Friday into the district. It's a wonderful dog. Kids just love him. So, and it's amazing. He'll walk around the room in here. Don't feed him. He won't even ask to be fed. That's amazing for a dog like that. But let's thank Apollo for Apollo's Apollo's probably the most requested person. We all want to babysit Apollo for the weekend or a week, or even take him off the hands of Karen. You met Seth earlier. Seth's our community outreach person. You probably recognize that voice as fumbling around beside the bed and grabbing a cell phone at 5 a.m. or 5:30 and saying, "Who's calling me right now?" And it's that voice right there. I get to say, yes, we're going to have school, or no, we're not going to have school, and then let him do the dirty work. So let's thank Seth for everything he does. That group, Amy Norman, who is our technology coordinator here. That's a big job in today's world. Big job. She does a great job with us here, so let's thank Amy for I'm just going to do this. Our student service folks just stand up, because there's Mindy. Where's Mark at? Oh, Mark, and also Jennifer McMahon, who I don't see here today, is probably at a meeting, but we have Nicole Garrison, who's a Newark graduate that went south for a little bit and came back, wanted to work with our students, and that department there, we're all concentrating on student needs. Our student service department does a fabulous job of meeting the needs of our students. So let's thank them. Thank you. Zip up and down the rows. If I call you out and you don't work here, let me know. Who else we got? Right over here, our school treasurer, Julio. Would you please stand up? Julio Valadares, our school treasurer here, and I'll tell you, he was 17 years at Gahanna and came back to give to a community that gave something to him when he was younger. And great story for him to come back here and share his experience with Newark. He's a great school treasurer. We're very fortunate to have him, and we'll talk a little bit about our finances here. We've been now well over we're over that 10-year limit of asking for new money, and Julio's making sure that we're not in the near future of asking for new money for a school district. That's fabulous. So let's thank Julio for his leadership. Did I miss anybody? Oh, cheesy cow. All right. Wow. Barbara Quackenbush, our director of, and I would tell you, Mindy, Barb, and Maura, who I'll introduce next, we don't have assistant superintendent district. That was a reduction that was made 12 years ago in this district, and we're doing just great without that position. But that means that these ladies, I'd like to tell you, the superintendent absorbed all those duties, but that's not how it works. I only absorbed the ability to say, hey, I need you to do this, I need you to do that, and those ladies do this. Barbara's our personnel director, graduate of Newark High School. Dad retired from the fire department. Barb knows everybody in Newark. She's a wonderful leader. Let's thank Barb for her work. And Laura Horgan, our director of curriculum, professional development. And I say this every month about Maura because I think it's great. I think she's special. Maura grew up in New York, just right outside the city. Was going to go to Denison for 4 years, and came here to school and never left Licking County. And now she's been with the district almost 30 years now, and she's a fabulous leader. So let's thank Maura for what she does. Okay, with that, we're going to go ahead and recognize our students. Okay, so Lori, who's up first? High school will be up first. I'm going to give you a microphone. And students, it's very important you do this. Okay, you bring your mom and dad, grandma, grandpa, whoever you brought, your friend here today, up with you. And there's a Paul Pat here. And Mr. Ute hit that big magic 58 last fall. And all of a sudden, I can't bend over and pick things up anymore. My back is killing me today. So I'm just going to tell you, there is a Paul thing here that I'm standing on. Okay? And so I want you to stand here. I want you to look in that camera there. And we say this every month. There's one person in our district that monitors how many viewers we have. And that's Mr. Carr over here. And what was it last month that watched this show?
1.27 million.
1.27 million folks watch this show on the cable system here. What channel is that? 1019?
1021.
1021, channel 1021 that Mr. Dunham will have up on there. So I want you to look right into that camera, all right? And I'm going to raise my hand and tell you, nobody gets more nervous to talk in front of anybody than Mr. Ute right here. I shake in my office every Friday before I come down here. But what I learned to do is just take a deep breath. Sometimes 2 or 3 deep breaths before I walk up here and blow that pressure out of me. Just take a deep breath. It relaxes me. And I can look in that camera and I want you to tell us who you are. So I'm Mr. Ute. I'm Doug Ute. I've been here 11 years in the district. Very happy. This is my 20th year as a school superintendent. Very fortunate to only do 20 years in 2 school districts when the average life of a superintendent in the state of Ohio is 3 years. So I'm like a cat. You know, I just have all those lives in one place. So in any event, that's all you got to do is tell us who you are. Okay? Be proud of who you are and what you've done. Be proud that you're in here. Tell us who you brought with you. Okay? And then tell us what you like to do in school. And looking at your cell phone is not an option on that age, okay? And what you like to do out of school. And maybe you play sports, maybe you're in a club or an organization, and then you'll walk over here and receive an award. So our high school kids are going to be first. I'm going to introduce Mr. Tom Bowman, our high school principal.
Thank you, Mr. Ute. Thanks again, Tom Bowman, high school principal. 5th year as principal at Newark High School, but I've been at the high school for 23 years now, 23 and counting. So excited to be here. Thank you to the Kiwanis for your support. Always do a great job, and they really do help us out. Key Club is an organization at the high school that just continues to grow, and it's great to give back to the community. We appreciate all you guys do. Have 5 representatives with us today here at the high school. Congratulations to all the folks out in front of me. I'll look forward to welcoming you into this group here in the near future. I'll start out with our 9th grade representative, Zach Beckett. He has been described as his peers and teachers as a class leader, respectful to everyone, and all around a delightful young adult. So congratulations, Zach.
My name is Zach Beckett. I love theater. My favorite class is English, and I brought my mom, Tammy Rowland, with me.
Our 10th grade representative, Heather Gardner. Heather is a hard worker, respectful to school and peers, does a great job in the sophomore leader, so thank you, Heather.
Hi there, I'm Heather Gardner, and
This is my Nana, Leslie, and this is my mother, Leanne, and I like American history, and I play softball.
Our junior representative, Eric Slayman, you probably heard him just a little bit ago with the jazz band. Come on up, Eric. Eric is a hard worker. He consistently does the right thing. He is very responsible with academics and extracurricular responsibilities. So thank you for your leadership at the high school.
I'm Eric Slayman. I like math class, believe it or not. And in the fall, I'm in the marching band. So. Oh, and of course, I brought my mom and dad with me. So.
That's it. Our senior representative, Cassidy Davis. You probably have seen her in the junior ROTC program. She is an outstanding leader at the high school, JROTC command chief, respected by her peers for her leadership abilities. So congratulations.
Hi, my name's Cassidy Davis, and I brought my girlfriend, Trinity Porter. Like Mr. Bowman said, I'm heavily involved in ROTC as the command chief and captain of the air rifle team, and I'm also in school highly involved in my engineering and science classes.
We have another senior from CTEC, Noah Zanarski. He is in the architectural and engineering design program. I called over and talked to Mrs. Ream and Mr. McNichol to get some information on you. He was elected president of this program and is an outstanding leader, is what they said about you. I haven't seen you in a couple of years, so welcome back.
Thank you. My name is Noah Zarnowski. I go to CTEC, like you said. I really like their architectural and engineering design program. I like playing the oboe and Newark Granville Youth Symphony Orchestra, and this is my mom and my dad. I like playing tennis too.
All right, now I'll turn it over to Mr. Lutz in the Newark Digital Academy.
Thank you, Mr. Bowman. My name is John Lutz. I'm the coordinator of alternative education at the Newark Digital Academy. I'd like to start by thanking the Newark Kiwanis. The two young women that I'm going to bring up here were both selected by our vote by our staff, and so I'm going to read a little bit about each of them. Both are terrific role models and are going to do some great things in the years to come. So first, I'd like to introduce Jessica Sermons. She's a 12th grader, 5 years at Newark Digital Academy. And our staff had some very nice things to say about her as far as overcoming obstacles, has grit and determination, caring, hardworking, great attitude, takes her education seriously, challenges herself in her coursework, is supportive in our school activities that we have at the Newark Digital Academy, and sets goals for herself and follows through. So congratulations.
My name is Jessica, and I've been with Newark Digital for like 5 years, and I'd say I'm really appreciative of the teachers there because they really help, even when you really don't want to do anything. They really pushed me to make sure that I'd get done what I needed to get done. And my favorite class there is probably the English. I really like the English teachers as well. Oh, and I have my boyfriend Caleb and my mom with me.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to introduce Nevaeh Scott, also 5th year and a 10th grader. Wonderful, bright, goes the extra mile, kind-hearted, responds well to adversity, motivated, advocates for self, positive relationships with staff and all fellow students, and mentors young students. So congratulations.
I'm Nevaeh Scott. I enjoy doing English. I brought my mom, Natasha Scott, and my grandmother, Jeannie Scott.
Thank you. Next we have Wilson Middle School and Mr. Davis.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm John Davis, very proud principal of Wilson Middle School. I'd like to thank Kiwanis for all of their support of our students and for the community. And thank you, parents, for all of your support that you provide us each and every day. Probably some of you know that yesterday was kind of a non-typical day for Wilson, and the outpouring of support from parents that called in or saw me after school or saw me downtown yesterday evening is it's just wonderful. They, calling to offer, ask if we needed anything or if there was anything they could do to help the situation, and we appreciate that each and every day. It's easy to be supportive on good days, a little tougher on some off days, but the kids did a nice job, and I appreciate all the support that the community gives to us each and every day. Without further ado, we have 3 great students from Wilson. They're all described as being great citizens at Wilson. They come to school each and every day, and they do the right thing. Our 6th grade representative, come on up here, is Miss Layla.
Hi, I'm Layla Stallworth, and today I brought my mom with me. I like to do math, and I like to play basketball out of school.
Our 7th grade representative is Sophia.
Hi, my name is Sophia Yonka, and today I brought with me my mom and my dad. I enjoy language arts and playing softball and cheering.
And our 8th grade representative today is Blake.
Hi, I'm Blake Norman, and I like science, and I brought my grandma and grandpa with me.
Okay, congratulations.
Hi, I'm Nolan Sadler. I'm the principal at Heritage Middle School. Also want to say thank you to Kiwanis for sponsoring this today. Congratulations to everybody. It is a big deal to be here. You've earned it, so congratulations to the students and to the parents. I've got 3 phenomenal students with me today. Couldn't ask for any more out of these 3. They represent everything that's right. They do the right thing all the time. I couldn't ask for more out of these 3. So I'm going to get started here with our 6th grade representative, and that's Gary Russell.
Hi, my name is Gary Russell. I'm here with my mom, Cassie Mason, and I like football and math.
Our 7th grader today is Cole Gano.
Hi, I'm Cole Gano. I brought my mom and dad. I like math and I like doing puzzles.
And our 8th grader today is Ashton Humphreys.
I'm Ashton Humphreys, and I brought my mom and my dad, and my favorite subject is probably history, and I like to do track and STEM activities outside school.
I would also like to congratulate each and every one of you in this room today for being this month's winners. My name is Adam Rose, and I am the Dean of Students at Liberty Middle School. Here with me today I have 3 fantastic students who do an excellent job of displaying our high 5 value system there at Liberty. Talked to each and every one of their teachers, and the recurring theme was they make it a joy to come into school every day, and I enjoy my job that much more because these students are in my class. I think that is the ultimate compliment. First up is Kira Madison, and she is in the 6th grade.
Hello, my name is Kira Madison, and today I brought my aunt and my mom, and I like to do art, and I play the viola in orchestra.
Our next representative is Liam Hartley, and he is in the 7th grade.
Hi, I'm Liam Hartley. I think my favorite class would be math and pre-engineering. And today I brought my grandmother and my grandfather, and I like to run cross country out of school.
And our 8th grade representative is Corey Humpelman.
Hi, I'm Corey Hempelman. I brought my mom and my dad with me. My favorite subject's probably math, and I like doing art outside of school.
And Chet Coleman from Cherry Valley is up next.
Thank you, Mr. Rose. I am Chet Coleman, a very proud principal of Cherry Valley Elementary. I'd like to thank the Kiwanis back there and President Fry, who's students all came up through Cherry Valley, so thank you, Mr. Fry, for that. Also like to thank all the parents here, because without you all, we could not function. You give us the opportunity every day to enjoy your students and hopefully teach them in the school each day. So we really appreciate all your support. Brought two outstanding young ladies with me today who fulfill our motto at Cherry Valley, being respectful, responsible, having a good attitude, and doing it safely so that they have success. And my first young lady, as she comes up, is Miss Addie Hoover. And her teacher wrote about her that Addie has such a big heart. It is not uncommon to see her standing up for what is right. She is hardworking. Her classmates had a lot to say about her. What stood out the most is a great friend and friends with everyone. They said she is funny and makes me feel better when I'm feeling sad. She is honest, loving, and kind. And Mr. Yu kind of expects us every day to be out front in the morning greeting students, and I can always expect a hug from Addie. So, Miss Addie Hoover.
Hi, I'm Addie Hoover, and today I brought my mom and my stepdad. My favorite subjects are science and art, and what I most like to do is I like to swim and paint.
She's also pretty good at math too, because Addie's good about everything she does. It's a hard decision sometimes. Next young lady, as Miss Rizzo Newton comes up here. Rizzo Newton is a Cherry Valley Citizen of the Month for the 5th grade. She is a hard worker who is always quiet and on task. She makes friends easily and demonstrates our PAC's behavior expectations. Rizzo is a wonderful asset to Cherry Valley. Miss Rizzo Newton.
I'm Rizzo, and I like art, and I do cheerleading after school. Ellen is my mom's sister.
Next up, I believe, will be Mr. Myers from Hillview. No? Oh, they're coming in the back. Miss Linda, okay.
Hi, my name is Linda Neighbors. I'm the principal at John Clem Elementary. This is my 15th year as principal. I'm very proud to be there. Thank you, Kiwanis, not only for this luncheon, but for everything that you do for the community, because I know I've used and invested in a lot of things that you do, so thank you very much. Parents, thank you, because you give us the best of the best, so thank you for your support. I have two great kids that I would like to introduce that come from John Clem. The first one is our 4th grader. Her name is Claire Worsbicki. Claire, come on up a second and stand right up here. I'm going to say these are what her classmates say why she deserves being up here. She is sweet, smart, and kind. She is always doing the right thing. She's a good friend and an awesome person to everyone. She makes everyone smile. Claire.
Hi, I'm Claire Worsbicki. This is my mom, my little sister, and my little brother. I like doing art in school, and I like doing softball outside school.
Our 5th grade representative is Audrey Story. Come on up, Audrey. This is what her classmates say. Always trying to make everyone feel good. Always upbeat. Has never done or said anything mean or rude. She is always sweet and kind. She is perfect for Citizen of the Month.
Hi, my name is Adriana. I brought my mom and dad with me. My favorite thing in school is to build Legos every Wednesday, and my favorite thing to do outside of school is go to the trampoline park.
Next up, we have Mr. Myers.
Thank you, Mrs. Neighbors. My name is Nick Myers. I'm the principal of Hillview Elementary. So excited to be bringing two great kids with me today. The first one is our 4th grade representative, Carly Brust. And here are some things that the staff wrote about her. Carly shows kindness to the other students in our class. She quietly offers to help others when they need assistance. And probably the best thing a teacher could write, and it's the truth, it is known throughout the building that Carly will always give her best effort and show her best behavior each day. So come on up, Carly.
Hi, my name is Carly Buss. And I brought my mom, and I like to do science, and I like to do art and listen to music.
That was a big step for Carly. She did a great job. And our 5th grade representative is Colton Peterson. And here's what his teacher had to write. Colton comes to school every day with a good attitude and soaring behavior. He works hard every day to do his best in all that he does. He takes pride in his work and is willing to help out. He sets a good example for the class by soaring every day. Congratulations, Colton. Come on up, Colton.
Hi, my name is Colton Peterson, and I brought my mom and dad. And my favorite subject in school is probably writing. And outside of school, I do football, baseball, and basketball.
All right, and now I'll turn it over to Mrs. Cooper.
Thank you, Mr. Myers. I'm Ellen Cooper, the principal at Legend Elementary, so happy to be here today. Thank you to Kiwanis for sponsoring our luncheon and for all the things that you do to make our community a richer place for everyone. I have 2 young ladies to introduce to you today from Legend Elementary. Our first student of the month is Layla Lee. Layla, would you come on up with your guest? Layla's teacher, Mrs. Schaefer, has this to say about her. Layla has such a great attitude about school and learning. She comes in each day ready to learn and always strives to produce quality work. She's also a very kind and caring person to her classmates, a great role model for others. Layla, if you'll tell us a little bit about yourself and who you've brought today.
My name is Layla. I brought my mom. My favorite thing to do in school is reading, and my favorite thing to do outside of school is play with my sister.
Thank you, Layla. Our 5th grade representative from Legend Elementary, if you'll please step up, Miss Zoe Watts. Zoe, your teacher, Mr. Morrison, has this to say about you. Zoe is a kind and caring friend. She's always willing to help students and teachers alike. She is thoughtful in her relationships and schoolwork, always giving both her full efforts. I am so glad to have Zoe in my class and witness her many kindnesses daily. Zoe, if you'll introduce your guest and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Zoe Watts. I brought my mom with me, and I like doing science in school and singing out of school.
Thank you, Zoe. Next up, we have McGuffey and Mrs. Baker.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Baker from McGuffey Elementary. I'm the principal there, and this is going on my 5th year. I have 2 wonderful students with us, and first we'd like to thank Kiwanis for sponsoring our luncheon today. We look forward to this every month. My first representative is a 4th grader. Her name is Addison Keene, and I've got to put on my old lady glasses here. Addison is a 4th grader in Miss Sanadad's class, and according to her teacher, Addison leads by example in her classroom. She always turns in her work on time, raises her hand to answer questions, and she's not afraid to make mistakes. Addison is a problem solver and helps classmates who need help. She follows both classroom and McGuffey rules, and we found out that she is putting, she wants a dartboard for Christmas.
I'm Addison. Addison Keene. I'm 4th. Dad and Mom. Art and STEM.
All right, and our second representative is Maddox Stiles. Maddox is in Mrs. Parsley's 5th grade classroom, and according to his teacher, Maddox is a very responsible bobcat. He completes his assignments and turns them in on time. He follows classroom and McGuffey rules and is respectful to his classmates and adults. And Maddox is wanting a drone for Christmas. Come on up.
Hello, I am Maddox Childs. My favorite hobby about school has to be math. And at home I like to play video games, and I also brought my mom, little sister, and my grandma with me at the same time.
Good afternoon, my name is Dina Cable, proud principal at Ben Franklin Elementary. I want to thank Kiwanis today for sponsoring our luncheon. We're also thankful to have the K-Kids Club over with our after-school adventures. Their most recent community project was to collect gloves. Throughout our school, we were able to donate 100 pairs of gloves to a local warming shelter. So thank you for your leadership, Mr. Roy. My first representative is from 4th grade. Her name is Chloe, and she is new to Ben Franklin Elementary this year, and we are so delighted to have her. She is selected today for always having a warm smile, being a good friend, and always doing the right thing, and most importantly, doing it the first time.
My name is Chloe Murray. I brought my mother. I like to do art club. After school, I like to play with my dog.
And our 5th grade representative is also brand new to Ben Franklin Elementary this year, so I'd like to welcome Alexis over. Alexis is taking a leadership role in that K-Kids Club and after-school adventures, and also taking part of many wonderful things at Ben Franklin. And we're so delighted to have her, because to be new to Ben Franklin and to be in this room, that means she's pretty special.
Hi, I'm Alexis Newman, and I brought my mom and my grandma. I really like art club and ASA, and my favorite subject is reading.
Thank you. We'll make our way in here. I'm Julie Elwell, principal at Carson Elementary. Happy holidays, everyone, and thank you, Kiwanis, for the luncheon today, and especially my dear old friend, Mr. Phil Fry. We have gone to school, we did go to school together since we were in middle school. So yeah, that was a long time ago. But we're both Newark grads, and I'm super proud to be a principal here in Newark. I have two wonderful students here with me today. My 4th grade representative is Ozzy Rashke, and what his teacher had to say about him was that he is a straight A student, he is always a role model, and that he is always willing to lend a hand.
My name is Ozzy. My favorite thing to do in school is math. I brought my mom and sister. And my favorite thing to do outside of school is dance.
Nice job, Ozzy. Next we have Maggie. Maggie's our 5th grade student, and her teacher says that she is the epitome of a leader, that she always gives 100% of the time, and that she's so happy that you are in her classroom.
Hi, my name is Maggie Sisson, and this is my mom and my dad, and I love to do science and softball.
Thank you. I think you might be the last ones here, Mr. Ute.
Give these students another round of applause. And I think the theme that you witnessed in here today with the students as I just love to hear the principals talk about what folks say about our students, their peers, and their teachers, and that theme. You know, I sit back here and I talk a lot of leadership stuff, a lot of caring, giving back. I just love, especially with Kiwanis in here today, a group that you have working, your group working with Ben Franklin and donating gloves to the Warm-Up Center. I just thought that, boy, I'm sitting there in the back thinking, here's Phil Fry, a 1989 graduate of Newark, who's giving out in the community like this and cares about the community and that what, you know, I talk a lot of times, a great time to be a cat. It's always been a great time to be a cat when you see witness of what Phil and his folks are doing that way. And our kids learning that, how to give back to a community. So I think that's special. So, and since I brought that up, Julie had mentioned that she graduated with Phil. That class of '89 set up Angels of '89 fund here at the school to help children. And I know I see them selling stuff. They always come down to my end and get some money off me at the football game when they're selling stuff. I tried to hide from Phil, but I don't mind giving that to Phil. But they give back into our families here. And that's what our students are learning, on how to be kind to each other. That was a big part of that theme, and that's how you get in here. So if you got some leadership, you're kind to everybody, you do that, nod your head if you think you're going to do well in life. You know, it'll take you a long way. And I'm just going to have our grandparents stand up, if you would, or our aunts and folks. Would the grandparents please stand up in here? And, you know, I want to mention, you know, I'm not sitting down because I'm a grandparent of 8. And I always think of that. This program every month makes me think about my family, my 4 children and my 8 grandchildren. And, you know, I'm fortunate that my mother, who is the leader of our family, has something to do with her great-grandchildren now. And watch her interact with her great-grandchildren is something special. And I know that my mom has passed that down to me, and hopefully I've passed that down to my students, or my children. And grandparents, are you happy to be in here today? It makes you feel good. Let's give our grandparents a hand. There can be no greater gift than sit around and watch what you created and how special they are to a person. So that's just awesome to have that in here. Another group that I want to show appreciation to today, because none of us would be in here today doing this if we didn't have great leadership in our building. So I'm going to have our principals just stand up for a second. And as I mentioned before, I've been here 11 years. So most of the people I'm introducing in this room, I say this all the time. This since 1927 has been a place where children go to. Noise does not bother. So if little kids are talking, that's fine. Okay? So don't worry about that. But you know, I sit around, and because the single most important job a superintendent can do in a school district is hire the right people, put them in leadership roles, put them in the spot, and support them. Because long after I'm gone, a lot of these folks will still be here. And I look around the room, and I think to myself, I put most of these people in their spot, and they're really good leaders. And the ones I didn't, I've been here 11 years, they wouldn't be in those spots if I wouldn't have hired them. So let's show appreciation to our principals. Keep standing. Jeff mentioned something about it's important for all of us in this district that we welcome our students into our buildings that way. It's important to all of us that we have folks that care about kids. These are not 8 to 4 positions. They're 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know, these folks are working to make a special place for your children. And so, principals, I really appreciate that. But what I want to do right now, students, we do this every month, and I'm big on this, that you show appreciation. I've been a high school principal and heard the comments about, well, hope my son doesn't have to see you. And it's just like, yeah, that's what I used to do. What the heck is that? I want to see all 600 kids that were in my building that way. But don't associate a principal with, if you have to go see him, with something bad, because I know Mr. Bowman, he does a great, I don't know if some of you high school kids know this. I go to high school, I go to Mr. Bowman's room and get snacks. He's got potato chips in there, I shouldn't say that to healthy stuff. But, it's all healthy potato chips, right? But that draws students into his office who need a bag of chips or something to eat. That makes contact with Mr. Bowman. I thought that was very clever of Tom to do that way. But it's a place where students, you need to go tell your principal and your teachers every now and then, stop in, shake their hand, knuckle them, give them a hug, and look them in the eye and tell them how much you appreciate them. You would not be in here today if the culture of those buildings didn't support what you support. So at your tables right now, students, get up. If you feel comfortable with a knuckle, a handshake, or a big hug, but I want you to look them in the eye and tell them you appreciate it. Go ahead and do that. Right in the eye. There you go. All right, that's wonderful. Wonderful. Keep this in mind. I'll just use myself as an example. I told you I have 4 children, 8 grandchildren. I've got a family, and my life, my professional life, is about taking care of 6,700 students. That's what I care about. And as principals, they're taking care of 500 students in their building, and they're on their mind a lot. I have a lot of conversation with these folks that talk about how should I help, or how can I help this family, those type of things. And you got to understand too, they have a family of their own. I look back and my kids always get on me because, and my grandson did this to me the other day. I ran into somebody I knew that had, when I was a high school principal, was former students, and I ended up standing outside the car talking for 20 minutes. I get in the car and my grandson, who's 6 years old, says, "Man, Papa, I was wondering when you were going to get back in here." Just read me the riot act. And sometimes, you put your family kind of off to the side there a little bit. And so these folks are special people that do this. So, students, again, you got some hugs. There's no knuckles in this and no handshakes. All right? People that are sitting at that table with you today support you and love you, and you're very fortunate. So it's time to, and I told you, I have 58, but I still give my mother a hug, who will be 80 in March. I still look her in the eye and tell her how much I appreciate her, because my mother, and I mention this every month, she is a special woman. She's driving a school bus. She's entering her 50th year on a school bus in Lexington schools up there. Yeah, she's special. And I learned a long time ago the impact that everybody, not just the superintendent, not just the cook, not just the board member, can have on the lives of so many, because when you go somewhere in the Mansfield area, and I'll guarantee you somebody will yell Phyllis, and they'll come over and give her a hug. My mom always tells me, "I hauled him on my bus 25 years ago." And that sticks in there, the impact that she can have, because she talks to kids when they get on and get off and off that bus, and creating those relationships. And my mother taught me that, as well as so many other things. But I'm not too old to tell my mother I love her, and you're not too young to tell your parents and grandparents you love them. So right now, I want you to give your mom and dad, no knuckles, no handshake, a good hug. And that eye contact's important. Look them right in the eye and tell them you love them. Let me witness that. That'll make me feel good. Let's see this. Give them a hug. Hug. Look her in the eye. Tell her love her. Yes. Parents, grandparents, you like to hear that every now and then? Oh, heavens, yes. Absolutely. How nice would it be, Grandma, to have one of the grandkids come over and just give you a hug and say, "Grandma, I love you. And can I borrow your car?" Good stuff. Again, we are very thankful for the folks that we have in our district, our students, our staff members, really thankful for our community members. Back here, as an example, the Kiwanis. I tell people all the time here in Newark, we don't want for anything. We don't. Anything we need, our community gets us to take care of our students and their families. We're very thankful for that. Let's give Kiwanis one more round of applause. Thank you. And again, we're so appreciative of the families that we have in our school district. So I think, Todd, there's a few slices of pizza still out there if you want to grab one on your way by. It is now 10 till 1. We always throw this, oh yes. Got a picture to do up here. Parents, you'll be able to go in this area here and take a group shot. And that'll be on the web page probably 5 minutes before you get in your car. So we'll have that on the web page. Another group I want to recognize before we go, because that'll be Mr. Dunham. When will this be on channel 1021?
It's on. It'll be on the TV station probably on Monday.
Probably on Monday.
Yeah.
Yes.
I gotta
Okay,
head
so
over
you
to
can
Ben
watch
Franklin
it
after I
on
leave
TV.
here. But it'll be on the Vimeo channel and on YouTube and on Facebook as soon as you walk out the door.
Right. Okay, great. Okay, so let's do our high school students and middle school students. Come up first. You'll be in the back row.